Here's the audience. Yep. Oh, backwards. Oh well. I'm gonna go over here.
I know.
You're like, watch it.
I just like it was.
Thank you all for coming. Okay. The breathtaking views of Hawaii make it one of the most popular touristic destinations in the world today. A hotspot created these islands over the course of millions of years, and eventually these islands will be gone and new ones will be in its place. So first, let's go back 70 million years to the first traces of land formations of Hawaii today. Lee Mottler, author of the online article Hawaii, published in 2018, says that the northwest transit of the hotspot over the Pacific Plate created volcanic mountains for the Hawaiian Islands today. The hotspot has remained stationary for the last 40 million years. However, the Pacific Plate on the ocean's floor has been moving at a rate of 3.5 inches a year. The hotspot produced lava that seeped through the ocean's floor and created underwater eruptions, creating 82 volcanoes of the Hawaiian Ridge. The Hawaiian Ridge eventually broke the surface of the ocean and created volcanic mountains, creating the chain of Hawaiian Islands. Geological Society website, the article Hawaiian Islands, published in 2012, states that the first Hawaiian island broke the surface of the water approximately 3 million years ago. That island was Oahu. I'm sure all of you are familiar with it. So now that we know how these islands have appeared, let's dive deeper and find out how they got their specific characteristics. The dramatic weather history of Hawaii has had a dramatic impact on how the specific characteristics have happened. Wind and heavy rain has produced cliffs and deep valleys. Storms along with this wind and rain has created great deals of waves and sand and shells, creating the famous beaches of Hawaii. Rainfall produced runoff and erosion, carving out the grooves, ridges, and valleys of Hawaii. The Geological Origins article on the Hawaiian History website, published in 2019, says that waves and heavy currents carved out the bays and specific points of the islands. The bigger islands have broken into smaller islands due to these heavy currents. Magma added mass to the islands, creating lava shorelines. The collapsed craters of the volcanoes have created coastal plains, and the descending topography of the mountains have made it hard for lakes and ponds to form. However, with heavy rainfalls, many streams have been running off the sides of the volcanoes. So now that we know all about the erosion of the Hawaiian Islands, we can conclude that they won't last forever. New formations will eventually happen, and these old Hawaiian Islands will be gone. Volcanic activity has actually stopped in Hawaii. However, underwater eruptions are still happening today, approximately 50 kilometers away from the coast. The Hawaiian Island chain continues as seamounts that don't break surface of the water, but eventually they will. Once these seamounts break the surface of the water, they will become volcanic mountains and create islands just like Hawaii. Hawaiian expert John Bloom, author of the online website Maui Hawaii, produced in 2018, says that these younger islands have less erosion because they've had less time for wear and tear, unlike the older islands. The older islands will eventually go back below the sea level because of all the erosion. Steve Olson, author of the online book Evolution in Hawaii, published in 2004, says that the older volcanoes have lower peaks and the younger volcanoes have taller peaks due to the erosion, agreeing with expert John Bloom. So now that we know the ins and outs of Hawaii, let's review what we've covered. Hawaii is one of the most popular islands, but eventually it will be gone and new ones will be formed in its place. Over the course of millions of years, the Pacific Plate crust moved over a hotspot, producing volcanic mountains and forming the chain of Hawaii. After another million years, these islands will be gone and new ones will be formed. So if you'd like to visit the Hawaiian Islands, you better do so in the next million or so years because they won't last forever.
All right.
Did you stop it?
No.
Okay, show everybody. Thank you.